technology makes.
Namaste, sir. I would like to ask you a few questions regarding technology and economic divide. Would you like to answer them? Okay. My first question to you is that according to you, how does technology lead to economic divide? Means, how does technology increasingly create the gap between the rich and the poor?
A lot of technology these days that is coming, the innovations that are being made in that area are coming very costly.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, it is made available in the first world countries instantaneously, whereas it takes a lot of time to reach the second and third world countries, which is where there is a larger economic divide. According to me, the idea of technology itself is deviating towards more of digital technologies these days.
Right.
Everything is looked at from the perspective of laptop, mobile, gizmos, gadgets. But that's not just technology.
Absolutely.
Technology is solar panels. Technology is water resource management. Technology is satellites that help farmers identify, weather patterns and where is a huge water resource available which they can tap into. All that is technology. But because it is all very, very costly and a lot of things are in the hands of government or in the hands of very rich companies, that's why it actually expands the gap rather than bridging it.
Okay. My next question is that how does technology reduce economic divide?
Yeah, there's a very good example that I can bring in terms of educational technology, the way we
Yes.
see it, or in terms of communication. So uh, there are companies like Google and Microsoft who entirely dedicated their business to making technology available to the masses.
Hmm.
When Bill Gates started, his idea was every person having a desktop should be using Windows. Windows should be available to each person who has ever worked on a computer, and that he achieved. Similarly, Google's vision is to make communication technology available too. So they made Android, which is available as a free operating system. So more and more developers who are manufacturing handsets or tablets for that matter can make the hardware, but the software is free. So that's the idea where Google is trying to make. So even if you buy say a 4,000 device, you have Android on it. It depends on how much you are able to spend on the technology. Accordingly, more features you will get. But the base Android operating system and its all features, searching, maps, communication, mail, all sorts of things, GPS, location services, satellite services, all this is available to the masses. So that's one. The other thing is that something like Khan Academy, a teacher somewhere in the world wanted to make his skills available to the masses. Even if you have a small 4,000 rupee phone, you can access Khan Academy, you can access video, and there you are. So education is one big area where economic divide will be reduced with the advent of technology, with the mass availability of devices. Even on a smartphone today, you can have access to internet at about 200 rupees per
Nominal
month.
costs.
So you have about a 4,000 device and about 200 rupees per month. You can learn anything that you want to that is available out there on the internet. And you can go. I want to learn how to juggle 3 balls. And I just go YouTube, search, and I can start learning it today.
Correct.
I want to learn how to repair my laptop or something not working on my phone. I can just Google that.
Yes, right.
So that way what happens is, my tractor is not working. I am a farmer in the field somewhere in the middle of, so you just need to make one phone call and you can have the right kind of resources available, right kind of experts with whom you can have a telephonic conversation. They can guide you to get your thing done. Governments now are making such schemes available where there is an expert on call for farmers also.
Right.
So you just give a call or you give an SMS and you have that. Now, how does that all work? The government is in tie-up with some service providers and they make it subsidized and available to the end user. So this is how I think the economic divide can be bridged and reduced through the help of technology, which
Right.
would otherwise not be possible.
Okay.
Without technology, you cannot envision such a mass scale, bridging. It's not humanly possible. You need some technology to give a lot of momentum to this process and reach out to wider scales.
Absolutely.
So that's how.
Right, sir. My next question is that in general, except for the technological aspect, how do you think that we can bridge the economic divide, the gaps?
There could be various ways, but economy is not something that I understand really well. So I
Like normally, people tell that education is one of the best ways to bridge the economic gap. So, what are your views on that?
I think education could be one, but until and unless the sources of income and
Right.
the sources of expenditure, until and unless these aren't understood and made available and balanced out, there is going to be a divide. You can't have a football field which is like this. Do you have that?
No.
Everybody, both the teams have equal advantage. If the football field is like this, which team will have more advantage?
The team which is on the top.
Because they just kick a ball and it rolls the other way. Whereas this team has to even push harder to take the ball on the other side because it is working opposite gravity. So the football field is a level field. In the same way, you should have a level field for everybody to be able to work on, take their opportunities that are available and take their skills to the next level.
Right.
Whereas that doesn't happen
Okay.
in society through government as well as in private
Sectors.
sector,
Yeah.
what happens is there is this divide. So people have genuine advantage, people have societal advantage, people have, that's why such things like anamat and this and that, reservation and all. But then that still doesn't provide that level field for people with the right skill set to be able to explore further.
But see, like if we take the example of India, if we take the example of Mumbai, then we have Asia's biggest and world's second largest slum, Dharavi, over there. The same city, just 11 kilometers away, we have the world's costliest household, which is about worth $2 billion of Mukesh Ambani. Now, that justifies the economic gap in itself. But what do you think is the cause of that thing?
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't understand. My mind doesn't understand. I know how it can be
Bridged,
bridged,
yeah.
but I do not know what are the causes for that, or how can you.
Right.
But what I understand is you make it a level field. Number one,
Absolutely.
everybody gets the equal amount of opportunities. Everybody gets a chance to get exposed to the right opportunities and explore their skills to be able to
Okay.
earn equally. And then balance this out, the amount of income and the amount of expenses. For example, take example of government.
Hmm.
Now there are n number of expenses, there is n number of income, but then the government spends a lot of money in doing these big functions and
Right.
elaborate expenses. The layman doesn't expect all this. The layman says make electricity and water available to me throughout the year. Now, if you get that done, you don't need to spend in all those big functions. People will, from their own side, give you vote because they see the work that you are doing. Make renewable energy sources available to people. People want that. That way, the cost will come down.
Right.
So I will not have to run 10 times to earn 1 lakh salary. I will be able to make do with 50,000 salary.
Right.
So those are the kind of things that will bridge the gap. And then those people who are too rich, those people who are too poor, both can balance out. That way, the what you can say the gross income or the gross ownership of the mass will get used for the right kind of purposes.
Okay.
So the excess wastage will be cut down on, so that wastage will come back to the people.
Right.
Like for example, there are like 20,000 tons of wheat getting wasted every year
Yeah.
in storehouses,
Yes.
and on the other side you have 100 million people who are starving for a big part of their life. So you just bridge that.
Right.
You make that available, and then so the what you can say
Data needs to be understood properly.
exactly. And the divide, it's not just the economic divide. There are a lot of things. For
Social
example, because
divide.
this is the social divide part. Now, because I am hungry, I will try to find out sources where I can bring that food for me and my family. If I don't get right kind of sources, I will take wrong sides
Possible.
and I'll get into those kinds of
Yes, yes.
now. So that is opening up a space for those kinds of things to start.
Okay.
So if this is made available, if I am filled, if I am having a filled stomach and I get education, I will obviously invest my energies into doing something creative.
Right.
But if I'm hungry, I will get mad, I'll get angry,
Yes.
and I'll get into all sorts of things.
Okay.
So that way you are bridging the societal divide. And that way education is building up the moral balance.
Okay. In our school, as we were discussing with Varsha ma'am, can you emphasize on the point that how can renewable sources in our school be used as a first step to reduce economic divide or reduce our schools electricity bills at least?
Yeah,
As
I think it will help in reducing the bill, but I do not see a direct connection right now in reducing the economic divide. I do not see that right
yeah.
now. But what I can see is there are a lot of villages in India who do not have electricity even today.
Can you explain the concept again, which
Yeah.
we discussed there? Yeah.
There are a lot of renewable sources of energy available, which we start if we start tapping into that. Uh, Two things happen. Number one, we do not you know, entirely bank on the non-renewable energy and don't deplete the Earth's basic resources. That's number one. Number two, we generate energy in such a way which is not creating an excess carbon footprint.
Okay.
So we are not damaging by taking away something from the earth or from the system. We aren't damaging it. That's the second part. The first part is we are taking it and we are damaging it. The second part is taking it but not damaging it. So that's the second part. The third part is if we generate energy in this way, the energy costs will come down
Right.
and the damage will also be down.
So how can that be done in our school?
So what happens is if we generate energy right now, the way we generate the energy, it may be coming from a power station somewhere nearby, and their source might be coal or water, whatever, I do not know, atomic energy. So the idea is if we use, let's say for example we use solar energy. Our campus is in a place which experiences almost 8 months of summer.
Right.
Okay, a lot of sunlight. We cover the roofs with solar energy, panels or whatever we have. Uh, so that way, what happens is within 2 or 3 years, the cost of putting up the setup is taken care of. From the third year onwards, we are generating energy which is totally free of cost. In fact, if we generate more energy, we can give it back to the grid, that is the government, the power stations around, so they can then distribute it to the other. So now what, again bringing it back over here is, what happens is there are so many villages in India which still do not have access to electricity. On the other hand, there are cities which use so much of excess energy which is totally useless, not required at all. For example, certain showrooms keep their lights on even from night 10 o'clock to morning 8 o'clock. Who is going to visit your shop? Even if they do visit, they know that this is a particular shop. I don't need lights to run on throughout the night. In so many areas, street lights are on throughout the night. Now I can understand that somebody might be passing by at that time, but it is not required throughout the street. You might have just two, one at the beginning and one at the end of the street, which lights up enough so that you are not feeling a little insecure. Okay. That's enough. Okay, that is a part, but the other side is, cities like Las Vegas or Mumbai, you have like entirely glittering. Navratri will come in India, celebrated in certain parts of India. Every single place will be lit up, and right from 6 in the evening to midnight, it will be all glaring lights. Not required. Not required. It is. I would consider it criminal wastage of electricity. Criminal wastage. People should be put behind bars if they waste excess, because we know how it is being generated. Number one. Number two, we know how much damage we are creating by using it that way, the way we are doing. And the third thing is we are wasting it. People aren't having excess in one part of your country, and you are wasting it just frivolously without due understanding of what we are doing.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying criminal wastage of resources. Once people understand, they will do. They will take care. But you need to do things like what you all just did, the traffic thing and all that you did, where you bring this awareness within people. If people know, they are going to take it. Like in our school already, We have solar water heaters in the gym.
Okay.
Where the water and the purification plant is all on solar energy. And that was similarly something that I had suggested some years back when we were thinking of doing things here, that our costs are going to be higher as we install ACs and computers, and now we have these new places. So at that point in time I suggested if it would have been installed then, by now we would have been generating free energy. In fact, we would have been earning money out of the energy we generate. Because we don't have much usage. In winters, for example, you don't need fans and ACs, but the sunlight is still there, so you are generating energy. So we can store it,
Okay.
and then we can use it when in the months of summer, when it's hot. In the mornings again, even during summers, in the mornings for the first 1 hour, you don't need ACs. You can put the ACs off. So these are ways in which the wastage can be minimized, and the ways in which energy can be generated in a cleaner way, and there are ways in which we do generate energy, but we do not harm the earth in generating the energy. So these are these three distinct ways in which this can be worked.
Okay. Thank you, sir.